Slower processing speed is one of the most underappreciated yet critical warning signs of cognitive aging. It manifests not just as a slower reaction time, but as an overall dulling of mental efficiency. Conversations take longer to follow, reading comprehension requires more effort, and even routine decision-making begins to feel sluggish. You may find yourself pausing mid-sentence to recall a word, rereading the same paragraph repeatedly, or hesitating before responding to a question that once would have felt instinctive. These subtle shifts are often dismissed as just getting older, but in reality, they signal measurable changes in brain function, particularly in the speed and coordination of communication between neurons. Processing speed is a foundation of all cognitive performance, and when it slows, every mental function, from attention to memory to reasoning, suffers downstream. The brain is not failing. Rather, it is losing efficiency in the circuitry that supports rapid, accurate transmission of information. The biological cause of slower processing lies in the gradual degradation of neural connectivity and the reduction of white matter integrity. White matter is the brain's communication highway, composed of myelinated axons that allow signals to travel swiftly between brain regions. With age, inflammation, oxidative stress, and insufficient cerebral blood flow can damage myelin, forcing electrical impulses to travel more slowly. Additionally, chronic stress, sleep deprivation, and poor nutrition accelerate this deterioration. When neurons cannot fire quickly or synchronize efficiently, the mind feels sluggish, as if running a powerful program on outdated hardware. This slowing can also result from metabolic inefficiency in the brain. As glucose metabolism declines, neurons lose their ability to generate the energy required for fast processing. The warning is clear. When information begins to feel harder to digest, it is often a sign that the brain's cellular machinery is in need of repair, not simply that one is aging. The good news is that processing speed, though sensitive, is one of the most trainable aspects of cognition. Targeted mental exercises, when done consistently, can enhance cortical efficiency, the ability of the brain to activate precisely the circuits needed for a task while minimizing wasted energy. Speed-based brain training programs such as Brain HQ, Lumosity, or Neuronation use rapid response challenges to retrain the brain's timing networks. These exercises often require users to make quick visual or auditory discriminations, identify patterns under time constraints, or respond to multiple changing stimuli. Over time, this strengthens the temporal coordination between neurons and improves reaction speed. Just 15 to 20 minutes of daily practice can lead to measurable gains within weeks, particularly when combined with physical exercise. The combination is powerful because aerobic activity, brisk walking, swimming, cycling, increases blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients needed for neural repair while also releasing brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a molecule that helps neurons form faster and more resilient connections. Physical activity also combats one of the silent enemies of processing speed, cerebral hypoperfusion, or reduced brain blood flow. Studies show that sedentary individuals have significantly lower perfusion in the prefrontal and parietal lobes, the regions responsible for attention, processing, and decision-making. Regular aerobic exercise, performed at moderate intensity for at least 30 minutes most days of the week, reverses this trend by expanding capillary density and enhancing oxygen delivery. Even light daily movements, such as stretching or taking the stairs, contribute to keeping the brain's vascular system flexible and responsive. Movement, in essence, feeds the brain's speed. Nutrition, too, plays a direct and powerful role in maintaining processing speed. Polyphenol-rich foods such as green tea, grapes, and berries have been repeatedly shown to enhance cognitive processing by improving mitochondrial efficiency and reducing oxidative stress. Polyphenol act like molecular protectors, shielding neurons from damage while enhancing the signaling pathways that regulate learning and memory. Green tea, in particular, contains catechins that increase dopamine and acetylcholine activity, improving alertness and focus without overstimulation. Grapes and blueberries are rich in resveratrol and anthocyanins, compounds that increase cerebral blood flow and protect white matter integrity. Consuming these foods daily can significantly improve reaction time and concentration. A diet high in colorful fruits, vegetables, whole grains, fatty fish, and olive oil, hallmarks of the Mediterranean pattern, supports cortical efficiency through its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. On the other hand, diets high in refined sugar, processed fats, and alcohol are detrimental, accelerating the breakdown of neural membranes and reducing the brain's processing power. The warning here is that every meal can either sharpen or dull your brain. Consistent poor nutrition quietly slows cognitive speed long before symptoms become noticeable. Sleep and mental rest are equally essential for maintaining processing efficiency. During deep sleep, the brain engages in synaptic pruning, a process that removes redundant connections and strengthens relevant ones. This fine-tuning is critical for fast information transfer. Chronic sleep deprivation disrupts this process, leading to slower thinking, reduced mental endurance, and difficulty with multitasking. Ensuring 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep nightly, with minimal late-night screen exposure, helps preserve cognitive velocity. Short midday naps can also boost alertness and mental agility, particularly when paired with proper hydration. Even mild dehydration, as little as 1 to 2%, can reduce processing speed by lowering oxygen transport and impairing electrolyte balance in neurons. The brain runs on water, glucose, and oxygen. All three must be maintained for it to process efficiently. Mental agility also depends on the balance between challenge and recovery. While brain training improves speed, the mind must also be given periods of calm to consolidate progress. Mindfulness and breathing exercises can help regulate the brain's arousal system, reducing cognitive noise and allowing for smoother neural signaling. Overstimulation from constant multitasking or excessive digital exposure, on the other hand, creates background neural clutter that impedes clarity. The brain functions like an orchestra. When every section is playing at once without coordination, noise replaces harmony. Regular meditation, even for 5 minutes daily, trains the brain to manage its own rhythm, to pause, reset, and return to rapid, yet controlled processing. Social and intellectual engagement further protect against mental slowing. Conversation, problem-solving, and learning new skills all require real-time processing. Participating in discussions, learning an instrument, or reading aloud can strengthen the brain's communication speed. These activities engage multiple brain regions simultaneously, encouraging faster signal integration. Conversely, isolation and passivity dull the circuits that keep thought fluid. The warning is that withdrawing from challenging or interactive activities accelerates decline, while sustained curiosity and social exchange keep the brain vibrant. In more advanced stages, slower processing speed can lead to frustration, self-doubt, and withdrawal from stimulating environments, a dangerous cycle that further reduces mental agility. Breaking this cycle requires both patience and structure. A practical daily regimen might include a 20-minute morning walk to boost blood flow, a cup of green tea, and a handful of berries for breakfast, followed by 15 minutes of cognitive speed training. Midday, brief movement breaks and hydration sustain alertness, while evening relaxation through reading or meditation supports mental recovery. Over time, these habits compound, producing measurable improvements in processing speed, attention, and even mood stability. The positive message is that slowed thinking is not permanent. The brain's processing circuits are resilient and can regain efficiency when consistently challenged and nourished. Every neuron remains capable of adaptation, forming faster connections, rerouting pathways, and strengthening existing communication lines. The warning, however, must not be ignored. Untreated mental slowing is often a precursor to broader cognitive decline, as inefficiency spreads across networks involved in memory and decision-making. But with timely and consistent action, engaging both body and mind, feeding the brain with antioxidants, ensuring rest, and maintaining emotional equilibrium, processing speed can not only be preserved but enhanced. The brain, when properly cared for, can remain sharp, swift, and responsive long into old age, transforming what could have been decline into renewed vitality and mental precision.